it leaves the door open to all those questions, right? About, again, doing this at 2 miles an hour doesn't tell you anything about, well, what happens at 10? What happens at 15? What happens at 20, right? In terms of what are the collision forces? What's the damage? How does the arm move? What would the expected injuries be, right?
Exactly. Like, what kind of fucking scientific experiment is this at 2 miles an hour, right? When the narrative, the so-called situation, is that he was struck at 24 miles an hour, right? Just a random fucking number that the prosecution came up with. Trooper Joe Paul came up with, right? Totally fucking random. And even more random for Dr. Walter to be like, just hit me at 2 miles an hour. Like, for what? What are you doing?
Right. This dynamic test, as well as the static test, doesn't answer any of those questions for us.
Is this test from Dr. Welcher considered a force calculation?
I'm not aware of him making any type of force calculations or measuring accelerations or anything.
Yeah, totally random. Not scientific in the slightest. Totally random. It's like, you want to hit yourself at 24 miles an hour? Because that's the real scientific experiment here, Dr. Welcher. You know, you want to do that? I don't think so, right? So how about you do some real fucking science? It was so needless, so pointless to do it at 2 miles an hour when 2 miles an hour is not the narrative.
Anything of that nature, no.
Did Dr. Welcher conduct any testing to determine whether the damage to Miss Reed's Lexus was consistent with the striking of an arm of a pedestrian?
I'm not aware of any impact testing that he did, no.
Did Dr. Welcher conduct any testing to determine the forces necessary to cause the damage to the taillight of Miss Reed's vehicle?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Did Dr. Welcher conduct any testing to determine the forces necessary to cause the injuries to John O'Keefe's arm?
And I was messaging my friend Don about this about Dr. Welcher's testimony when I was listening to it, and I was like, I've seen better science fair projects, far more convincing science fair projects from teenagers than whatever the fuck Dr. Welcher did. Okay, if Dr. Welcher presented all of that shit in a science fair, like, the children would laugh at him.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Did Dr. Welcher provide any opinions as it relates to the speed of the subject Lexus at the time of the alleged incident?
No, from reviewing his report and his PowerPoint and analysis, I could not find anywhere in it